Now at 9, toe-to-toe, the first presidential debate is in the books. Tonight, the fallout for both campaigns.
Plus, spooked by COVID, Halloween will look different this year. Just ahead, the guidance from state officials.
Rain showers, cool temperatures, and feeling a lot like fall. All the details in my forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Left. Would you shut up, man?
It was a debate many experts say was the most tense in recent American political history. Good evening, I'm Alex Almanza.
And I'm Annie Keister. Thanks for joining us. President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden squared off last night in a fiery showdown in Cleveland. And when it was over, people were stunned.
But with all the back and forth, did either one come out ahead? Camila Bernal starts us off tonight at the White House.
I'm not going to answer the question because
a night when millions of Americans tuned in to hear from their presidential candidates.
Wait a minute, Joe. Let me shut you down for a second.
The 90-minute debate was filled with heated exchanges and frustrating moments, with President Donald Trump at times trying to steamroll the Democratic nominee, Joe Biden. At times, Biden fighting back, but also trying to connect to the American people, including a personal moment when he defended his son Hunter.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it, and I'm proud of him.
Trump, when given the opportunity by moderator Chris Wallace to denounce white supremacist groups, responded with this.
Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
white supremacists
and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by.
Trump and Biden are moving on, taking their messages to key battleground states. Biden kicking off a campaign swing through Ohio and Pennsylvania.
He didn't speak to you or your concerns or the American people even once.
Trump, meanwhile, visiting Minnesota for a private fundraiser before holding a rally in Duluth.
I thought it was a great evening. It was an exciting evening.
At the White House, I'm Camila Bernal.
And as reaction comes from across the country, tonight we're hearing from a professor right here at Ball State. Chad Kinsella teaches political science. He says last night's debate was so hard to watch, he had to leave the room. Kinsella says even though some people are undecided, last night's debate likely made little difference.
Does the debate matter? I'm not so sure. My thought is that people already, the vast majority of people have their minds made up. It could matter to the very, very few people that maybe truly don't have their minds made up. And there are some states where it could be razor thin.
Kinsella believes this debate might go down as one of the ugliest in U.S. history. Trump and Biden will face off again October 15th.
The latest coronavirus numbers tonight from Ball State University. The university reporting one new student case. BSU says 2 more student cases were reported through outside sources or self-reported. There were no additional employee cases confirmed. 7 more tests were administered on students and 1 employee test was conducted. The dashboard says there are at least an estimated 22 active cases and 1,004 cases have been reported since August 17th. State leaders updated Hoosiers on Indiana's response to the coronavirus pandemic.
1 week after announcing the state would go into stage 5, officials offered guidance on Halloween. Governor Eric Holcomb and State Official Commissioner Dr. Christina Box says ultimately decisions are up to local health departments. State officials emphasize not trick-or-treating or handing out candy if you have symptoms. Box says these decisions are smart but not easy.
Not trying to be the Grinch or maybe appropriately the witch, more appropriately, the witch who ruined Halloween. But I don't want COVID-19 to take that role either. So know your risk and plan accordingly. Get creative and have a fun and safe Halloween.
Box said costume masks should not act as a face covering that slows the spread of COVID-19. And as the fight continues against the coronavirus, some doctors say a new antibody cocktail is, quote, very promising. It's being done by Regeneron, a biotechnology company. It released some early results on Tuesday for the treatment. Scientists say it seems like it's cutting down on the levels of the virus and improving symptoms. The results involved 275 patients.
Also in your national headlines, Kentucky's Attorney General is asking for a one-week delay in the release of the grand jury recordings in the Breonna Taylor case. The release was expected to happen today. Attorney General Daniel Cameron filed the motion yesterday. He says he needs more time to redact the identities of witnesses and private citizens named in the recordings. Wisconsin police say 7 people are in the hospital after a shooting at a funeral home in Milwaukee. Investigators say all 7 victims are in stable condition. Police are still looking for a suspect. Victims include both men and women between 24 and 48 years old.
A Virginia community is celebrating the life of a 5-year-old boy whose neighbor is accused of murdering him while playing outside. The family of Cannon Hennant organized the event called Ride on Cannon. It featured music, food, prizes, and plenty of children on their bikes. His family says they remember him for his energy and smile.
New on NewsLink tonight, a Muncie man's goal is to just put a smile on people's faces.
NewsLink Indiana's Tara Konieczny shows us how he's doing just that.
Galliard and Franklin in Muncie is a busy road. But it's also where the Muncie Smiles Man marks his spot to wave at everyone who drives by.
I didn't come up with the name. I didn't even think it would really blow up.
You probably know him by his Facebook page, which has over 2,000 likes, or maybe by his various costumes he walks up and down the street with.
Around actually last fall in a dinosaur suit around Ball State, and it got on the Barstool Ball State Instagram page.
But behind the costumes and the Facebook page is a 23-year-old Ball State college student, Matthew Pfeiffer.
And I saw that it was creating an emotional response from people.
Putting a smile on strangers' faces is the goal of the Muncie Smiles Man. But for Matt, it's a deeper meeting into his past.
As a child, I was abused for 13 years of my life. I was a foster kid, so I aged out of foster care.
Matt has taken the trauma of his childhood and created a growing Muncie public figure to possibly save someone who is driving home from somewhere angry and to make them happy when they see a costume on the side of the road. And hopefully, save someone from being a victim of abuse.
That somebody's having a bad day and we'll see a costume on the side of the street, associate that with happiness, and hopefully it won't abuse our kids.
The Muncie Smiles Man keeps growing and seems to be putting a smile on many people's faces and also spreading joy around town. In Muncie, Tara Konieczny, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can donate to fund his different costumes by going to the Muncie Smiles Man Facebook page, and you can also find Matthew's non-for-profit, A Voice for Kids, Inc., to advocate to stop child abuse. Outside we go on this Wednesday night. There's a live look over part of campus. The weather, probably not putting a smile on your face today.
Not for us at least, but will that change? NewsLink Indiana's Assistant Chief Weather Forecaster Nathan Gidley has the details. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. If Muncie Smiles Man likes the fall-like temperatures, boy, he's going to be smiling this evening. As we still see some of these clouds still working their way through. It's kind of a raw fall-like day outside today. Hard to believe we were in the 80s, and I was out on the golf course here this past weekend, so certainly a big change here this week. Clouds continue to decrease here this evening, headed from what's going to be a mostly clear night ahead. Temperatures right now, 60 here in Muncie, 51, a cool 51 up there in Fort Wayne, and 62 in Shelbyville. Also quite windy here this evening. We still see wind gusts here around 10 to 15 miles per hour for most locations here as these lines of showers have moved through here this afternoon. Now coming up, I'm going to detail a showery day expected tomorrow as well as some winds coming up tomorrow, as well as cool temperatures continuing too. All the details in my full forecast.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Thousands evacuating 2 California counties tonight because of a fast-growing wildfire.
Officials say in a day, the glass fire has quadrupled in size. It's now burned more than 42,000 acres, including 80 homes in Napa and Sonoma counties. At least 68,000 people are being told to leave. Officers say the warnings are serious. They have arrested 5 people for entering evacuation zones. 10,000 structures are still at risk because of the flames. Officials say none of this fire has been contained. And in a moment, an amazing tribute how one business is honoring a vet.
Plus, you could soon get lost the next time you're in Walmart. The change is being made to stores nationwide. We'll be right back.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. In a time when many are struggling due to the COVID-19 pandemic, one local business has found a way to thrive while honoring a hero from a different world crisis.
NewsLink Indiana's Tucker White tells us how this family-owned operation has made that happen.
On a farm about 15 minutes south of Muncie, one family has found a creative way to honor one of America's Medal of Honor recipients. Jesse Landis, the owner of Landis Farms, admits this year has had more problems than most.
This year's been a real challenge because when you do a corn maze, you have to start making plans in the winter, like in January. So we made plans in January, and then everything with the pandemic hit in March, and we didn't know what to do.
While the future looked uncertain, one thing that was certain was that Jesse knew who he wanted to honor this year.
Our theme this year is honoring Desmond Doss from World War II, a Congressional Medal of Honor winner.
During World War II, Doss saved 75 American soldiers. His actions were recently turned into a Hollywood film, Hacksaw Ridge. Doss's actions are so heroic, Jesse carved his image in his own backyard.
What he represents, the values that he represents, is something that we tried to teach our children as they were growing up, and that we hope that we can share that same belief system with other people around us today.
Landis's maze received national attention and even inspired an unexpected visitor.
His son picked up on it, and he wants to come here. He'll arrive in Indianapolis October the 7th, and on October the 8th, he wants to fly over the project and see it from the air for himself.
In Daleville, Tucker White, NewsLink, Indiana.
Desmond Doss's son will be speaking to the public October 8th. After the flyover, NewsLink Indiana will be there.
And it might feel like a maze next time you go to Walmart. The retail chain is redesigning its stores to work more closely with the Walmart app. The stores will be reorganized and new large signage is being installed. It's a push to get people to download the app and use it as well. The redesign will roll out at 200 U.S. stores by the end of the year and 1,000 more by the end of 2021. And it's time now to wave goodbye to payment card machines at stores, literally.
Amazon is piloting a new checkout-free system that allows customers to not deal with the hassle of a line. The company introduced Amazon One, which lets you pay with a wave of your hand. The feature connects your palm print to a credit card so you can place your hand above a sensor to enter. Generally, shoppers use a smartphone code to open electronic gates inside these stores. Initially, it will be available at 2 Amazon Go stores in Seattle. And Nathan here in the news studio. How's it going out there? How's it looking?
Hey, it's looking good right now. As we do see over the next 6 hours here, temperatures are going to drop into the 40s quickly, even into the lower 40s by tomorrow morning. Much more cool temperatures coming up here in the forecast, as well as we track some shower chances tomorrow. All those details in my full forecast after the break.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. You're taking a live look at a damp and cold campus. Nathan, what are we looking at the rest of this week?
Hey, Andy and Alex, if you are a fan of fall, this is the forecast for you the rest of this week and into the weekend. It was a real fall-like day outside today as we saw showers at times across the area and lots of cloud cover that has since moved off to the south and to the east. But more showers are off to our north here, circling around this area of low pressure here, dropping down from Canada. Cold front's going to sweep through tomorrow. It's going to bring us some rainfall that is much needed. Check this out. We've only seen about close to 1.5 inches here of rainfall in Muncie, and most of that came on September 7th there. So certainly the second half of this month has been very dry, and that's almost 1.5 inches here below the normal amount here. So we certainly could use all that rainfall here as we turn the calendar here into October tomorrow. So we're going to time out the rainfall here on Precision Cast. Nice and dry here this evening. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, changes start to move in. We see clouds quickly on the increase throughout the morning hours. A few showers on our doorstep by the time we get to the noon hour here, but stop the clock here as we head into the evening hours. More widespread scattered showers around the area there throughout the evening hours. So have the umbrella handy throughout the afternoon and evening. Not expecting a total washout here by any means, but certainly some nuisance showers at times. So it's going to be very windy as well as that cold front sweeps through the area tomorrow. Temperatures right now 60 here in Muncie, 55 in Kokomo, 56 in Lafayette, and 60. Good evening to you in the Circle City. Winds here this evening still for most locations out of the northwest here around 10, 15 miles per hour, close to 20 miles per hour there in Indianapolis. Winds are the story heading into the day tomorrow. Tonight, though, these temperatures really drop off here into the 40s, reaching the lower 40s by tomorrow morning. Certainly a cool night ahead, maybe kick on the heat if your apartment's going to be pretty cold here tonight. 40 degrees of low temperature. Clouds already on the decrease, winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Throughout your day tomorrow, changes move in by the lunch hour here, start to cloud up quickly, 54 by noon and 59, staying in the 50s tomorrow with those rain showers at times throughout the day. Winds around the northwest around 15 miles per hour through the afternoon hours. Certainly going to be very windy as well. Now, a dry day on Friday, but by the time we get to this weekend, though, check this out. Temperatures drop into the 30s, a very cold start to your weekend. And by the time we get to the day on Saturday, 60 degrees is the high temperature. That's your pick of the weekend here. More rain showers, they'll start to move in for your Sunday. So certainly take advantage of those fall plans by the time we get to the day on Saturday. But there's some good news here in the extended forecast is by the time we get to next week, above average temperatures back in the forecast over the next 8 to 14 days. So if you're not a fan of this fall weather and prefer that summer-like weather we had here over this past weekend, some good news here in the mid-7-day forecast. 59 for your Thursday with those rain showers. Dry on Friday and Saturday. Temperatures quite cool during this time. 58 as well on Sunday. But notice those temperatures next week. Dry and starting to warm back up all the way up back to 71 degrees for Wednesday.
So really nothing too out of the ordinary going into our first weekend in October, but I'm going to hold you accountable for those reasonable temperatures early next week.
Yeah, if you're a big fan of that summer-like weather and certainly want the warm temperatures to continue, your time's coming here later in the week.
All right, Nathan, thank you so much.
Delta's quarterback could soon be a Cardinal. Hear from the player who next year might suit up in red and white.
Plus a preview of this Friday's high school football games. Next in sports.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
With us, I'm Nolan Beaumont with sports. Delta High School's Brady Hunt had college offers for 2 different sports. NewsLink Indiana's Blake Dollier takes us through his journey and tells us where he will end up.
Set, go!
From kickoff till the clock hits 0. Leaving a mark on Delta football, breaking several passing records, and holding over a 4.0 GPA.
I just try to impact the players that are around me, impact the community.
He's a guy that comes in, he does things the right way, on and off the field. He's a great guy that you can say, hey, this is an example of how to be a Delta football player.
Brady Hunt's journey may surprise you. He had the option to either play basketball or football. He had to make a tough choice, but many were wondering where exactly his career might take him. The answer is just 9 miles down the road at Schumann Stadium. Hunt electing to come play for Ball State and stay close to his friends and family.
Staying around home was a big part of my decision. The people around here, I love them all.
Love for the community and love from his parents and coach, who couldn't be happier that Hunt is staying home.
I'm so proud of him. You know, he's been really good at almost everything he's ever tried.
He's also got a heart for other people, and you know, he's the one kid that'll kind of ask me about my day and not, you know, that's kind of unusual for most teenagers. They're really worried about themselves most of the time.
I'm just extremely proud of the human being that he is, because he's a guy that you could trust your kids with. You'd watch your kids. You wouldn't worry. He's a guy that if my daughters were older, I'd let my daughters date him. And I don't know if you can say that about everyone.
And when Hunt arrives on campus, he's setting the bar high.
I definitely just want to get Ball State to a bowl game, help them win a MAC championship.
Ball State has yet to win either. But this hometown hero looking to be the first. In Muncie, Blake Dahlier, NewsLink, Indiana.
Ball State's only MAC championship appearance was 2008 when they lost to Buffalo. Their last bowl game, the 2014 GoDaddy.com Bowl. Sticking to high school football, NewsLink has your latest updates for this Friday's schedule. In our 7 o'clock slate, Muncie Central is home against Marion and the Blackford Bruins heading over to Eastbrook taking on the back-to-back state runner-ups. And at 7:30, Delta is taking on Pendleton Heights. Yorktown traveling to Greenfield Central. Westdale is home against Tinley, and Newcastle heading to undefeated Mount Vernon. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NLI Sports for the latest news and live updates on Friday's matchups. From American football to European football, Yorktown boys soccer is having an all-around successful year. The Tigers going 11-2 so far with only one game left before the sectional tournament. But it does not stop on the field for the Tigers, as they have an average GPA of 3.5 for both varsity and JV teams. When asked about their success on the field, head coach Shane Ginn saying the players deserve the credit.
In regards to on the field, they work hard. The success that we have is attributed to the players. They practice well. They respond to coaching, and they drive.
The Tigers will next be in action tomorrow at home facing Muncie Burris at 7 o'clock. Now guys, there's a lot of exciting matchups this Friday, but one thing that I'm more excited about is Brady Hunt staying in town to play here at Ball State next year.
Oh yeah, and it's nice to stay home, just for a change.
Oh, definitely. I'm totally excited to see what he can do at Schumann next year.
We love a hometown hero story. Thank you so much, Nolan. Now, coming up after the break, we've got a final check at that weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. A team of Oregon firefighters has a new addition, and that's Baby Yoda. Thanks to 5-year-old Star Wars fan Carver, who heard about the wildfires in his state as part of a donation drive. He sent a Baby Yoda doll in a care package to firefighters. Of course, the responders loved it. The doll's travels are documented in a Facebook group called Baby Yoda Fights Fires. The page already has more than 25,000 followers, and that one sits close to home. I got a firefighter brother of my own, so maybe NewsLink can pile together and get one of those for him as well. But let's go ahead and take one final look at that weather, Nathan.
Yeah, showers return to the forecast tomorrow. Nice windy day there as well. Drying out on Friday and Saturday. Rain chances back in the forecast on Sunday before we dry out next week and warm back up to the 71 degrees by Wednesday.
And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.